All right. I skipped a step. Welcome everyone to Let's Talk About Feelings here on the Reinventing the Tattoo Network. We have Dustie, Talladega Nights, Pitstick, and Amber Morgan has joined us again, as hasn't been in a while. But thank you to Guy, to Gabe, to everyone at Reinventing that gives us a place where we can go and do something we don't get to do typically and talk about our feelings. So, Dustie, how are you, sir?
I think he was actually frozen there for a second. That was funny.
That's funny.
All right, was it me that froze that time?
That time you did freeze, yes.
Yeah. I was like, oh no, Robbie got half a sentence in and froze. And I said, wait, I think I'm the one who froze.
You were the freezer there, fella. You were the freezer.
I was the geezer freezer, the freezer geezer.
Geezer freezer geezer. So last week's episode was awesome, and then I pulled it down because somebody that was in there was just kind of going off the rails against another person on accident. When we speak out of emotion, sometimes things don't always go the right way. It went from the topic to a different topic, and then I was asked by a few people. Actually, the person, it was actually a pretty fucking stellar move. The person was like, yo, I said some shit I shouldn't have said because I was angry. I'm sorry. Do you mind if we could edit that or pull that down? So that episode got pulled down. If there is a time where I do another episode on that exact topic again, I will make sure we have a little bit more of a lineup handled and kind of have a little bit of process of how it's going to get laid out. That has been a topic that has been very hot in the tattoo world. It's been very big in my life. And I'm glad that it's all coming out and there's a lot of healing going on through it. It is not one of Dustie's favorite topics because he's lived a lot of it and he's kind of tired of hearing about it and dealing with it. But it was something I felt I needed to talk about at that time. And here we are now, moving on. But I texted Dustie before this about topics and he did not hit me back.
I got a sweet 10 minutes notice. But
10 minutes.
I'm not gonna lie. I walked into the room about 2 minutes before 5 o'clock. So went to True Tubes in Columbus, Ohio.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, attached to Red Tree, the derb shop, to buy a whole mess of True Tubes items.
Nice.
Very nice. That is very wonderful. So did you get to see Derb?
I love Derb and Fawn and all of them.
Yeah, I did not see anybody. I just got to buy stuff and dip out, unfortunately. But they were all busy at work or something. I don't know.
Yeah, who does that? So I see you have someone next to you.
This is Serenity.
Serenity, the identity.
Instagram. I love the color of your hair.
Learning how to tattoo.
Learning how to tattoo.
Nice.
She's actually pretty darn good. I mean, she mostly just
toddler.
She's but a wee baby. But she is. She does a lot of setups and teardowns and tracing and copying people's IDs and sticks around for 10, 11 hours a day, 5 days a week, and is busting her butt.
That's the best way to learn. That's how you get the most out of it. When I take on apprentices, I really don't like them to have jobs outside of here. Not because I'm a Gestapo, but because the more time you're here, the quicker you can get moving to actually taking care of a job. So get alone, live off your parents, live off your significant other. I don't give a shit how you live. Just be here as much as you can because it's smart. and you'll learn a lot. You'll get far. So
She
Yeah.
is spoiled in that she lives with her parents.
Yeah.
And that her job, we're closed Sundays and Mondays. I mean, like it's Monday and I'm here, so obviously we still come in.
Right.
But she is on call in a waitressing gig Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday from 4 to 9, and that's it. So even on those days, she can be here early, and they don't really call her in a lot. So she's around quite a bit.
I dig.
You don't want to
So,
say hi?
Brandon,
Too cool.
who dat?
I said you don't want to say hi. You too cool. Well, that's
Is
why I
that
didn't.
Kayla?
If you want to with us, Kayla is also here. She wanted to just
Oh,
run out the door without saying hi.
I was about to say, if it's Kayla, she's not too cool. She's scared as shit. Hi, Kayla.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm good. Just tattooed.
Yeah, she just tattooed all day. Will's around here somewhere. He went to True Tubes with Serenity and I.
How far is
Uh,
that from y'all?
What's up?
How far is that from y'all?
About an hour one way.
Okay. That ain't
Enough.
bad.
They do a 10% in-person discount too. So I was like, I saved $30 and I saved $30 in shipping for $5 in gas. It was worth it.
And you know, you get to take a road trip, which is always fun.
Exactly. Yeah. So life wasn't bad.
Serenity, let's hear from you.
Yeah. I was like, I didn't have a topic, so I'm going to drag her on to talk about her feelings today. But before I go, congrats on being engaged.
Yeah, congratulations.
Oh, thank
Yes.
you.
Absolutely.
Good for you.
Thank you. Oh, hello, sir.
How's it going?
Congratulations.
Oh, good. How are you?
Pretty good.
I like you.
Couple days.
Yeah. I just made a life-altering decision last night. Yeah, it's definitely been a weird few days. I like how you got the cool kids with glasses and the cool kids without glasses.
Glasses section, no glasses section.
Yeah, we're living life. We're living life.
Kind of dangling askew.
Yeah, am I on a cell phone on a ring light right now?
You are, but it's on one of those like bendy adjustable ring light clamps. So it's also like,
I can see how it, yeah.
trying to move it.
I have one over there. I film my rad movement stuff on it, and like I wait for the thing to start moving before I fucking start talking. And then I have to make sure like I don't get too into it and accidentally kick it or like hit the jam so it doesn't fucking yeah. So it'd be like that. You know the game.
Yeah.
Mine is attached to a bookshelf, and I live in a very old house on a very busy highway. Every time a Mack truck goes by, it shakes the entire house, and I can just see my camera going.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, damn it.
I love how the door ding happened right as she started moving the camera around. So like it really added to like the theatrical effect of things. You know? Dude, the other day, I was tattooing myself and I had the ring light over my shoulder, and probably like 3/4 of the way through the first time lapse, I just kind of bumped it out. So like it wasn't even filming my leg anymore. So now it's just like filming the space between my legs and then the other leg that I'm not tattooing. So yeah, you got to be careful with the ring lights. They're
That's
wild
right.
in the streets.
This is why I mounted mine on my fucking wall.
He's got a wall mount one. It's fair.
No.
You have the wall mount of yours, don't you?
No, I don't have any of those. So what I do have though, I have that fucking that
Hard base.
that car part. And that was like a super awesome thing. I don't know if any of y'all are familiar with a tattooer named Daniel Japaniel.
Disc brake.
Yeah, I think something like that, or a rotor. Yeah, some sort of something.
Yeah, that's what it looked like.
Yeah, and
It looks like a round base microphone stand.
no, definitely not that. It is definitely.
Oh yeah, that's like a car hub.
Yeah, I gotta
Hubcap.
talk to my brother about one of them.
So they're really easy to make if you are car savvy people.
Yeah,
But,
my brother does restores old cars
Ah,
from the frame up.
I
He does-
love that.
Interiors, the paint, everything. I need to tell him to make me one of them.
Yeah, they're great, man. They're great. It's super stable. It makes a smaller footprint. So
Yeah.
like the one I was using had a really wide tripod when I tattooed myself. So like I kept running into it on accident. Yeah, it was a pain in the ass.
I
But
You
I'm-
might use them as a base for an armrest.
I'm gonna go to Guitar Center after this and buy a round bass mic stand because I feel like it's essentially the same.
Same thing. No, I think it totally is. It's got that low center of gravity and it stays still. Like I said, the small footprint is really like the benefit, you know, because it doesn't. You don't have those tripod-y feet that stick out. Because these ring lights are cheap. Like the homie that's doing this arm, he's got the fucking wall mount ones, and like I like the wall mount ones, but they fucking have wires that you know you have to like hide and shit. So either way, no matter what, fucking lighting is a pain in the ass. I've seen those new ones.
I used to use a headlamp, but I keep blinding my clients.
Oh, I could never use a headlamp. I fucking hate those things. Like the light is just so concentrated and annoying.
So they make these ceiling lights now, like you're like actual like you put bulbs in them or LED or whatever lights that are the same style as ring lights to where you don't even have to have ring lights in your shop, but they have mechanics built into them to where like you control them like you would with like Alexa at your house.
Okay.
With voice, so you can like set them to, hey, I'm tattooing, I want the light in my ceiling to be super bright, or hey, I want to dim it down to like normal kind of like daylight brightness. And a buddy of mine named AJ, who Alexis tattoos a bunch, was in here to fix an outlet in my booth on Saturday, and he quoted a price to put them in the whole like shop, and it was in the tens of thousands. And I very quickly was like, that's not happening anytime soon. But he said they're like the wave of the future, and all these like super hip shops are getting on them. And he like hyped them up a bunch, and then he told me how much, and I was like, yeah, that's a lot of money.
I mean, you could also just get like track lighting installed, like the adjustable spotlights and shit, like they use in like art studios and galleries and whatever.
I was thinking about just getting laser eyes.
You know, I've been using the ring lights. They're $100 a piece, and they seem to work pretty fine.
Yeah.
I've seen these new ones though. They like have like an arc that like
Yeah.
it like goes over the client, so it like really like floods a nice natural light there. So I think those look cool.
Don't cast shadows when you're working.
I wonder if it would. I feel like you can't, no matter what, you're going to cast a shadow somehow or another. But like, you know, we figure it out. Anyway, back to the topic of feelings, y'all. Serenity, what the fuck are your feelings on being an apprentice?
I definitely say it's really an awesome experience as it is, especially working over a year on trying to get an apprenticeship. So definitely feels a lot more relieving, a lot happier that I'm able to do this.
I'm gonna let her go. I like grabbing water and pee.
Hey, go pee, go grab a water. Yeah, there you go. Time.
But I'm happy to be able to do this. I feel really like blessed and really excited to be able to have this opportunity, especially all the stuff that's gone through this year. I really was just kind of losing hope on actually getting an apprenticeship because
I completely understand that one.
Yeah. Well, like it's not even like just going to a shop and getting turned down mostly. It was mainly just like things happened in my life to where like I was about to get an apprenticeship at a different place and it totally screwed it up. And I just didn't feel comfortable going back there because I felt like if I went back there, there would be kind of resentment towards me because of how I lost that communication with them. So, you know, it definitely was nice to actually get a fresh new start. And actually, I'm really happy to have Dustie as my friends more than any of the other people in the past.
We lost the sound on.
Actually teaching me, so.
We lost sound. We had you come back when you said actually teaching me. I think it was just a connection thing.
I can't hear him. Do you?
Can you hear me now? Hello?
I think we're having some audio issues.
I think we are having audio issues. Can you all hear me on there, Dusty and Serenity? Hello?
Can you hear us?
I could not hear you guys.
No, you got really quiet.
Yeah.
but I can hear all of you now.
Yeah, I can hear Dusty's camera now. I can hear Robbie. I can hear me because I'm a loudmouth.
And y'all can't hear us down there?
Can you guys hear us?
I don't think they can.
I don't think they can either.
I think it might be a connection issue on their side this time, which I'm used to it being a connection issue on my side.
Yeah,
Oh, the
I-
internet.
Oh,
technology.
There
I
you
can hear
go.
you now. It was different. It was strange with the voicing.
All right. So you're back.
I'm back.
All
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
I can hear you. Sorry about that.
No, that's all right. Shit happens, man. The internet's a wonderful thing and it's a pain in the ass. So, but yeah, so can you hear us still? No, yes.
I can hear you guys.
All right.
See?
You
Yeah.
can hear us or you can't.
Can
Yes.
you hear us?
It was
Okay.
going back and forth for a minute.
Okay.
So
All right. So bring us back to where before you were like actually learning something.
Shop's internet is usually pretty. Hello? Can you guys hear
Hello.
us?
it keeps going back to the speaker.
That weird. Can you hear us now?
Yeah, yeah.
I wonder if it's
Can
trying
you
to
hear
connect
us?
to,
I think it
the
is.
Bluetooth
Bonjour.
speakers. How about now?
Yeah.
How about now?
Cool. It was I went out of range of my phone and my watch is on and it tried to connect to my watch. That was
I
me.
had a feeling it had something to do with Dusty walking away.
But I did find a dark chocolate Kit Kat, so it was well worth it.
Oh, have you tried the lemon ones yet?
We actually have some in
I
the
was,
shop.
I was saying
I
it's weird
haven't.
because you said that and I haven't, but I looked at my trash can and there's a lemon wrapper, so somebody has.
I'm hoarding them. Nobody can have them except
I
So-
support.
I love lemon. Anything lemon. And they
I
are so good.
Lemon and candy mix, lemon and chocolate. I don't know. Interesting.
No, it's all lemon. There's no chocolate in it.
Oh, so just lemon and like wafers. I could.
Yes.
Interesting. So I have a question. Why is William in the video sound wise, but not human wise?
We can put it in.
Why you off to the side, Playboy?
because we're a Dusty.
You keep talking like you're here, but then you're not really here.
I think he should look, get his phone out and log into Zoom and have his own little square.
Actually, that'll probably fuck up sound. People
Oh,
try
yeah, my
phones in the room. So now there's half of William. Scoot this way, William. Scoot this way. All right, Serenity. Now you scoot that way a little bit, Serenity. There you go. There you go. All right. I think we got this, too. I mean, we have one of William's eyes in here. One of them. There we go. Both of them. Hello, handsome man. How are you doing?
All right.
So I love Serenity's awkwardness. Like she just keeps giggling and like just kind of like
She is awkward. Yeah.
that's the thing I love about what's that?
I said I'm a very awkward human being.
That's the
So
thing I love about the tattoo apprentice situation, because like I think we're all kind of our own levels of awkward, especially in the situation where we're tattooing and in the shop. And then like, okay, now you get brought in as like, I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm gonna stand around while you tell me what to do, and then I'm awkward on top of that. So yeah, this is a lot of fun. And I feel like that's kind of the life of an apprentice for a while, you know? And William, you just was an apprentice. How long ago?
3 years, I think.
Time flies, don't it, huh?
Yeah. Well, I like did an apprenticeship and then quit tattooing and then did another apprenticeship. And
Okay.
then, yeah. It was a whole thing.
It'd be that. Yeah, you told me a lot about it when you were down here. Your story sounds like
story.
what's that?
Sounds like a familiar story. I was an apprentice, then I was a working apprentice, then I was a underground tattooer, and then I was an apprentice, and now I'm looking for another working apprenticeship. And
Yeah, it was a lot of stuff. But I mean, I've been done with my apprenticeships and stuff for a while. It just feels like it's been a lot longer than it has, I guess.
What do you think that is?
Oh, life just moves fast. I've always like just done like a bunch of random stuff all the time.
Yeah.
And like, you know, especially like I'll talk to people and they're like, how old are you? And I'm like, oh, like 25. And they're like, yeah, well, you talk like you're 50. Like, I just do a lot of stuff all the time. So everything just feels way longer than it actually is.
Yeah, I can dig that. Yeah, I was talking to my mom today. She said something about something, and I was like, yeah, that was 25 years ago. And I was like, holy shit, the fuck is 25 years ago? I've lived that long? Like, to say that it was 25 years ago? Like, wow. So yeah, it's wild how fast the time flies.
I opened Facebook this weekend. I made the mistake of opening Facebook this weekend, and I saw a bunch of stuff exploding in my feed from, I didn't even know it was a thing. My high school 20-year reunion was this weekend.
Ooh.
That I got hit with the old stick on that one.
Pretty weird, isn't it?
When I graduated, she was just a gleam in somebody's eye. And that's terrifying.
So I am 10 years older than Donna. So when I graduated, she was like 8, 7. So like that feels weird now that we're like real grown-ups getting married and shit. And she was a child when I graduated.
9 months apart.
What's that?
When my parents got married, their ages were 9 years and 9 months apart.
It's
And
pretty normal.
they were married for a very long time.
Pretty normal to have 10-year age gap, as long as it's not like, 10 and 18. Like that's a little weird, but
11 and 19 is really where it starts to get normal.
Dusty, where did you graduate from high school?
What's up?
What year did you graduate from high school?
03.
I thought you were gonna say like in the 80s.
whoa, bro.
I catch a lot of flack here.
He wants to be mad that
We heard he wants to be mad, and now we hear nothing else. Yep. Now they're frozen. Are they frozen for you, Amber?
Yes, they froze here too.
This is a great photograph. I'm actually gonna.
It is.
Robbie freeze.
well, I think we're both
Oh, well, Amber's there, so I think Robbie froze.
You guys froze. I caught the photograph of you guys frozen. So that was you guys frozen. That was us talking about you being frozen.
Nobody had a good look.
Dude, the connectivity issues are pretty bad because I'm having a hard time hearing Amber a lot. Every time she speaks up, I gotta have her say something again.
Yeah.
It's I love when we have these issues.
Gonna get off
things have happened.
and go on my data. That might actually help my connectivity issues.
Okay, cool.
So if I freeze for a second, that's why.
All right, well, if you jump off, I'll let you back in. So Serenity, let's talk about you a little bit more because we had some issues and then you got off the hook. And I want you to talk.
The best part about this, because you were talking about her being awkward, she's pretty not awkward, but she literally walked into the room at 5:02 when I was on, and I was like, grab a stool and sit. So I think it's extra triple awkward for her right now.
Absolutely, yeah, because I'm used to just walking into an interview and no big deal. Not everyone is. Like fucking what we did to poor Medusa. We've talked about this on this so much, but Medusa came to hang and tattoo with Dusty at my shop, and she was tattooing Dusty, and I was like, hey, why don't we just put you on the show today? And she forgot how to tattoo that day, and then she remembered. and William just slowly peeled out.
Who's getting a share?
I thought that was funny. I just kept seeing him slowly move away. Yeah,
It's like sitting on the edge of Dusty's client table.
right.
Flying.
I think the hard part about being an apprentice is like getting comfortable. You know, like in this weird room where the client's really not that comfortable, the artist goes between manic and pleased and scared and happy and, you know, like under the table crying, you know, so, right? There's so many things that go on in the tattoo room in the little environment we're in. And then you're just like, wait, who am I supposed to be learning what from? Because that person's crying because they're in pain, and that person's crying because they hate their art. And that person is just scared, and I don't know what their story is. And I am scared, and I don't know what my story is. So, like, it's kind of fun watching that.
I am taking a very big approach with her of everything is going to be throw your kid in the lake and see if they swim. She did her first client design on Friday.
Okay.
Somebody else here thought they had one client, 3 people showed up and they're like, we'd like to all get tattooed. And so one guy was being kind of fussy with what he wanted. And so I told her, I was like, go grab your iPad and design it with him. And she is on week 5 of her apprenticeship. So that was a very quick, like, you're going to go figure out how to deal with people.
But that was brilliant. That was brilliant because, like, nobody got tattooed by her. You know, like,
Or if she was hitting a wall that, like, someone else.
froze again.
I think again.
Yeah. So my connectivity is better at the shop. His connectivity is better not at the shop. Hello.
Yeah. Hello.
That was
Yeah.
close.
I'm gonna disconnect if that works better, because usually I'm just on my mobile.
Well, you got to jump on the Wi-Fi.
Or I jumped off of the Wi-Fi.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, my Wi-Fi's acting weird too.
and for the first time ever, my Wi-Fi's been great. So here we are.
Are we good now though?
Yes.
For the moment, yeah.
I like how immediately after.
So yeah, and then froze.
Again.
Oh no, he's there.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, I was looking at my phone. So
Oh, okay. Froze again, or that we froze.
Was that? Am I a good?
It freeze during that.
You said it. Was that?
I always freeze with the worst, goofiest freaking look on my face.
I think that's an everybody thing. The freezing with the goofy
Yeah.
faces. I mean, it really sucks to be a musician because they get caught making the ugliest faces during performances.
Especially guitarists and drummers.
Yep. Singers can get it too pretty bad with the whole, like, you know, like that's the time to be alive, which is
I mean, like, when your social media person's going around the shop taking photos of everybody while they're tattooing, and you're like, you know, right in the middle of like, you're like hitting a really good flow and everything, and then you just look like an idiot, and you're like hunched over, and you're like an inch away from your tattoo, and like
Really
you haven't
focused on
slept in 3 days, so you look like a crackhead.
Plus, I'm on crack, so I look like a crackhead.
that happens.
really, really focused on something. I stick the tip of my tongue out.
Yeah, the old Charlie Brown.
And it's totally the goofiest freaking picture ever. I'm like this, I got my magnifying glasses on. I got my head down and my tongue stuck out.
I like chew on my lips, and like the little like patch underneath my lip of hair will like
Yep, I've done that plenty of times. I like to sing a lot when I tattoo. That's when I really get the most tuned in. Got a good song on, singing a song, fucking ruining somebody's life with a really giant tattoo. Just having a nice time, you know? It's fun. So, all right, we're back to Serenity was designing a tattoo week 5.
Trial by fire. She keeps just winging it and it works. So I just keep letting her wing it and it keeps working.
It's honestly like my life motto, so that actually kind of works for me.
Right.
He's saying that he's winging it, but he's putting a real like neat structure down for Serenity.
Right.
And Serenity is paying attention a lot and doing things and asking questions and like offering help and, you know, walking around every day. So I know they say they're winging it, but they're really doing their damnedest. They're trying hard.
Winging it more in the sense that I don't give her a heads up on certain things.
Right.
I'll just be like, go help them on their tattoo. Like she doesn't know when it's coming. It's a while off, but inevitably when like fake skin happens and then real skin and stuff, it's just gonna be the same way that it happened with me, that she's gonna walk in one day and I'm gonna be like, all right, set up, you're tattooing. And I like it because it's gives her no way to have any terror about anything, while equally making her constantly live in a state of unease for the next 6 months. So it's a little bit of both.
No, and I did that.
Oh god.
Yeah, I've already got her nickname picked out and everything. She doesn't know what it is yet.
None of us know what it is, which is why I think Dusty's lying about it.
I
It's a
think
good one. It's not anything that crazy.
He won't tell us.
he said he's gonna tell us the Halloween Flash Week, so.
There you go.
He's
And I
gonna
think this is
Friday the
funny.
13th.
This is like Dusty's like PG version of hazing. Like, I'm not gonna cause you deep trauma, but I'm gonna make you fucking be on eggshells, you know, like and I think that's kind of cool. Like because I relish in the fact often that I don't panic through my days anymore when I'm tattooing. I don't ever start a tattoo and be like, fuck, when is this day gonna end? I fucking am not gonna do a good job on this tattoo. Like all these like intrusive thoughts. I don't really get that. I know I come in, I'm pretty well known in my own world about how I operate. So I'm like, all right, we're gonna come in, we're gonna numb this person up, we're gonna create the artwork on our iPad. And if not, I'm gonna sketch something up real quick on Sharpie on their skin when they're done numbing. But we're still gonna work through an idea while they're numbing. And then I'm gonna tattoo my dick off until they tap or we get enough done. And like, I know that that's my process now. But for years, especially after the Ink Master stuff, I would come in like full on panic mode. And like, I would panic the night before, the day before, the week before of like, oh my God, this is coming up. And I can't fucking see any way that I'm going to be able to figure this out. And so like living in that constant little bit of fear state kind of helps you manage yourself when you start doing it to yourself. Like my apprentices all know 10,000 tracings and then you can pick up a TAT-GAT. And that's cool, right? So like, nobody knows how long it's going to take to do 10,000 tracings. I had one dude that finished it in 3 months. You know what I'm saying? So like, he picked his bitch up ready to fucking rock. So like, it's really weird watching them be the reason why they're stressed out. And it's like, Kat from the front desk, Dustie, you know her. The other night I was like, dude, how are you on your tracings? And usually she like cries and gets all fucking nervous and like, and I'm like, no, seriously, we're having a conversation, dog. Like, I want you to have a tattoo machine in your hand really bad. So where are you on your tracings? And she was like, you know, I'm slacking. So like, we talked more about it, but I feel like when I told her, I really want a machine in your hand really bad, I don't think she knew that I really meant, that's what I meant every time I'm like, what's up with your tracings? Because when I'm like, what's up with your tracings? That's me saying, hey, are you ready yet? I want to play. Like, I want to show you the fun stuff, you know? So it's kind of interesting seeing that you and I have a similar way, but we just run it a little differently. But there is these like manageable levels of, I guess, good stresses is what they would call them.
I dip out for 1 second because I'm going to show you what I've been making for Trace. And then you'll see that I am a horrible person.
I love it. I love it, dude. I've had them trace circle mazes and line mazes and all kinds of shit. I've heard of people having the artist just trace fucking notebook paper, just the lines and notebook paper. I think that's cool, but like that doesn't teach you anything except for straight lines. I want you to have the curves. I want you to have the sharp points. I want you to have edges, 45-degree angles, 90-degree angles, 30-degree angles. I want it all. I want you to be able to figure out how to do it all. And the reason why I do 10,000 is just so you can get your fucking muscle memory up. Because I noticed my apprentice a couple years ago with no tracings had a hard time getting lines. That one dude that did the 10,000 in 3 months. What's up? What'd you say, William?
Dusty. Yeah, he just needs to leave his watch here because every time he walks away, the sound all cuts out.
Ah, that's what it is.
What?
I said, oh, that's what it is.
Yeah. And like, it's not that there's no volume, it's that it's so quiet coming out of the phone that it's like.
No, I get that. I hate when that happens. What is that butt lick doing?
Or he could have taken the phone with him. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is he saying? I think at least we found the reason.
I don't know. Oh,
Jeez, you could have just brought the iPad and showed it like that.
I have a copy.
For when I was 19,
Why
You know
don't you decide to print it?
it's tracing paper.
What about tracing paper?
You know the onion skin that's in the tracing paper in the tattoo stencil paper?
Yeah.
I had to trace 250 traditional roses on onion paper.
Yeah. I don't let my apprentices use an iPad at the beginning. Everything is all tracing paper.
Yeah.
'Cause you get a little too accustomed to all the cheats that an iPad gives you.
All right.
So it's all tracing paper for the first 10,000. After that, we fuck around. Oh yeah, I think that's beautiful. I think that's brilliant.
There you go.
Yeah, I love that. I love that so much. That makes me happy.
Oh yeah.
That makes me so happy. I especially like that fucking sphere.
print it in red.
What's up?
What's that?
What did you say?
Oh, I said I print it in red so you can go over it with black and see what went and what did.
I like that, dude. I think that. Oh, so you don't even use tracing paper. You just do it in red and then she goes over it.
We've done light box. There has been a lot of light box too, but with that, yeah, I just print it in red. I'm like, go over it.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty close to a tattoo, even more so than fucking tracing paper, because the tracing paper you have to worry about the shifting. This is just one paper. I like that, dude. You got to send me some of those exercises. I think those would be fun to drop in and like drop on somebody fool's heads. I know Donna. Donna is Donna, and I let her kind of dictate how her apprenticeship was going to go, so we didn't end up fighting. And I let her not do tracings and jump to skin because she was already doing skin. So I was like, all right, dude, fuck it, do your thing, right? So she did a couple on skin and she's like, I need to start tracing. I fucking suck at lines. I'm fucking up. I need to follow your curriculum. And it's so funny to watch like somebody that was so cocky fall into doing it the way that is going to help them. So yeah. It seems like Serenity, you don't have that relationship with Dusty because Donna's my partner, and that's an annoying relationship when you're teaching someone. So like, you get away with a little more in that situation. But yeah, you're on the right path, dude. And I know William's a fucking great teacher just because I see the way like he is. His critiques, I'm sure, are gonna sting really hard because that's how he was brought up. But he's gonna learn you some things. I love a shop where there's a lot of input into the apprentices. Everyone in our studio is like encouraged to feed into our apprentices because like I want them hearing all kinds of information and trying it all. Like if you want to tattoo exactly like me, I can teach you how to do that really fast because it's a very simple process. But if you want to tattoo the way you're going to learn how to tattoo, you're going to have to try so many different processes to see which ones feel right. And like, I think you're in a great place for it. And I think it's going to be cool. Are you guys back like full time? Can you hear us? We can hear you.
Oh yeah, we've been listening the whole time. We looked like we were present, didn't we? Just listening.
So Serenity, how is it on those tracing sheets?
They're going really well. I'm an overachiever as it is. So like I know the first week with tracings I did more than he was probably expecting. But I don't mind them. I think it's really going to be good for my motor skills, especially since like my wrist on my right hand kind of is a little weird. So it's going to help with strengthening and muscle memory. So I'm kind of really happy about doing that kind of stuff.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Part of her weekly curriculum is X amount of tracings, X amount of blast designs, X amount of, show up, help tear her down, set up, all that stuff. One of them is to just pick something tattoo related each week and just learn about it. It could be as simple as just learning the difference between a round shader, a tight liner, and a regular liner. It could be whatever. And the first week that I tasked her with that, she came at me with 3 pages of handwritten notes about the history of coil machines, the differences between coil machines, rotary machines, the difference between rotary and pen machines. And then we sat down with a coil machine, a rotary and a pen machine, and just plugged them in and just turned them on and like let her see how they work. Just for the sake of, I was like, okay, you've written 3 pages of notes and you can read it back to me, but do you know what all of it means? So then it kind of turned into like, all right, I'm going to plug these things in so you can hear them. You can see how you tighten the screw on the spring on a coil machine, and just explaining them. But she legit came in with 3 pages of just handwritten notes about it. I was really thinking she would just watch a YouTube video or read like an article on Reddit, and she was like, came in hard.
Well, dude, like that's always been what I've tried to teach my oldest son. Like, if you can go above and beyond in any field, do it. It's going to be noticed by the higher ups. It's going to be noticed by the people next to you. It's going to be noticed by everyone. And it's going to mainly benefit you the most, because as you soak in all that knowledge, dude, you're just learning all kinds of cool shit. And if I have more understanding about something, I can do better with it, whether it's communication, art, or anything. So if you have a better understanding by overly researching, it'll be a little bit confusing sometimes because of all the information, but it'll actually help you in the long run, because you'll look back at your subconscious with all this knowledge and you'll be like, oh, that's when I got that, and that's when I got that, and that's when I got that, and that's how I apply it into this. And then you'll make tats. So it's pretty cool. And it's actually really cool. I love like looking at this picture right here, because William, you're a young tattooer. Serenity, you're a baby fucking apprentice, and Dusty, you're like borderline crusty OG tat god here. You know what I'm saying? Like
Crusty OG, crusty Dusty.
Crusty Dusty, the OG tat god. Yo, that's what's up. I want to make a shirt. Yeah, Crusty Dusty, the OG tat god. Hey.
Well,
Then you get to get called fucking crusty Dusty.
That's actually what Medusa calls me, is crusty Dusty.
Hey, I like it. Crusty Dusty, the OG tat god.
The crusties. Okay, are you?
Yeah, like Krusty the Clown.
Man.
Or like Krispy Kreme donuts.
Yeah.
Just not
That sounds like Dusty.
Crispy, crusty Dusty.
crispy, creamy, crusty, dusty.
This is getting a little
Krispy Kreme, crusty Dusty, and Big Willie Steezy Pumpkin Squeezy.
Oh.
It's my full nickname.
Bro, I love it. We just made some magic right there.
Yeah.
Fuck.
So do you have anyone, and I know most of the people in your studio, and I don't think you do right now, but where someone will get a nickname? Because we were talking about it, because I don't know, do you know Canada at all?
No.
She had done some seminars we had done. Her name's Ashley, but she's from Canada. She apprenticed at a shop under Matt Alsman with like 3 Ashleys at the time. So we call her Canada. She's from Canada.
Got it.
So I feel like a lot of people get their nickname that way.
So we have Lindsay, who
Lizard.
Lizard, right? And it's funny because she got that name because when you pay too much attention to her, she freezes and just does this. Like she's like on the wall like a lizard, and she just freaks out when she gets too much attention. So that is our lizard. It just kind of came through. One dude, his name was, he came in with the name John, then he changed his name to Chi because that's his God-given name. And so between all the different variations of John and Chi, Jonald McDonald and John Leprechaun and all these other things, and then Cheeton John. Like his middle name was Ton, so Cheeton John, and like we'd call him all kinds of names. So yeah, it's so easy to come up with names in the tat shop. Like it just happens. Cat is just cat, and there's no need for a nickname because ain't nobody else be named Cat up in this bitch. You know what I'm saying? So like that's Cat. She's just a weird little dude named Cat, So I have noticed all of the apprenti are weird, and they're fucking hilarious in their weirdness.
Yeah.
And I love when
you were like awkward weird, and it was because you were homeschooled, you would call that person homeschooled, right?
Right.
I mean, because that's gonna be her nickname. She knows it now.
Dude,
Yeah,
and it's funny. So, were you homeschooled?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was.
Dude, so you met Ben, right, Dusty? Yeah, Dusty and William. You guys both met Ben, the guy that helps us with with Zen. He lives in the house with us. Yeah, so we had a guest artist down, and they were like, these fucking homeschool kids are weird. And Ben's sitting there in the kitchen with me, and he's like, I went to I've seen that conversation happen so many times since Ben's been living with us, and it's the funniest dynamic to watch. It's like because
I was driving her down to Villain Arts, and I said something about like fucking homeschool kids, and she's like, I was homeschooled.
I think I always kind of assumed you were homeschooled, and then one day you just said it, and I was like, yeah.
But then she was like, well, I got social interaction because all of the homeschool parents had like a place where they'd go to like, this guy knows a lot about English, this guy's really good at math, this lady's really good at, physics, and they would teach. And I was like, so school?
A bunch of homeschool kids got together, like, made their own school, I guess.
dude, you know what?
The Catholic church too.
Oh, so much
See,
better.
Oh, it was terrible.
My whole concept. Okay, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh no, you're good. We were just talking about where it was. It was at a Catholic school when I was younger in middle school, which was terrible.
I think I went to Christian private schools. Yes, no, I think I went to a Catholic one when I was young, but mostly Christian private schools. There was lots of sex, there was drugs, there was all the things that's in every regular school. I thought that was really funny and interesting. Even as a youngster, I was like, this shouldn't be happening here, assholes. When I'm over here. Right, dude. So, and then
I went to a very public,
You're a drug dealer?
Wow.
I went to a very public school, and there was a surprising lack of sex and drugs. It was mostly like
dude,
fucking X-Men cartoons and Fruit by the Foot.
I think that was when I was in high school, it was definitely all like sex and drugs and getting in trouble and stealing from the Circle K down the street.
They were bad kids. I wasn't allowed to hang
I
out with them.
love it.
Wow.
Now he's
We
got
were
his face
kids.
tattooed at 25.
What?
Did you say you're kind of kids? I said now you got your face tattooed at 25. Look what happened.
Oh, no, I mean, I
You're
thought I was like 23.
Raised in those tough schools, fucking stealing from the Circle K. God bless it. But it's weird. With all everything that's going on in the world, me and Donna are not sure what we want to do with Zen as far as school goes, but we lean really hard into unschooling, which is like homeschool on like weird times 10, because like now you don't have a regular curriculum that the man is forcing upon you, and you just get to teach your child what you actually believe they need to make it in this world, which is a really cool concept and a really frightening concept, because like, I know I'm doing fine in this world, but like, can I really help you figure it out that well? So it's a really weird spot to be in as a parent, and I'm interested. I'll share the ride all along the way with the internet to let everyone know what that's like for us. He's a year and a half, so we got one. What's up?
Exactly what you're talking about, because my mom, although she did do homeschooling and she had that kind of curriculum based stuff, she was able to choose different things that she wanted to teach me, I guess.
But were you in Ohio?
Yeah.
So that in Ohio, there is the law saying that you have to learn a certain amount of things and take standardized tests and et cetera, et cetera. So, but like in Florida, like they just did away with that. So technically Robbie wouldn't have to have an actual curriculum of any sort.
Yeah,
No,
I
would have to
being sort of adultologist that steps in with everyday things that you should teach your kid, like taxes and how to change a tire, shit like that. But I am also very pro leave your child in the woods and let whatever animal adopts them sort it out.
I'm so glad you don't have kids, Dusty.
I was gonna say, hold on a minute.
Like,
I kind of like
by the wolf people or the deer people or like a squirrel. Like, I don't know. It's a surprise.
I mean, you see the way we parent Zen, like he's pretty like loosely handled, you know, like we pull him off the table when he climbs on the table, but we let him try to climb on the table. You know what I'm saying? Like he plays with the chandelier when he climbs up the thing, when he can reach the chandelier, but we pull him off of that. But like, we're trying to just let him learn. What's up?
I mean, he's learning how to swim and stuff. I mean, you've like gotten him in like the hot tub of the pool and stuff, and like, let him float for a couple seconds and like encouraged him to like do stuff on his own.
Maybe he's raised by the dolphin people.
Maybe. The dolphins are assholes, so maybe not.
Yeah, that's true.
Right. But I feel like we're just kind of raising him like what feels right. And I don't know, I just have this like really bohemian principle of like, if we raised our children from the heart and soul like that felt great, and we gave them the information we always wished we would have had, and we are striving for ourselves, then maybe we can make a race of children that actually like can make a difference in this world just by being different than, you know, political disaster and fighting and fucking media and social media, and like, so just kind of trying to teach them, I don't know, like just a different way. And I feel like if we all did that, then we teach them enough different ways that all these different ways kind of amalgamate together as one great race of people. This is a very bohemian concept, like I said. It's like real fucking cute sounding and shit. And in theory, it's awesome, but you know, there's always got to be a bad guy, right? There's always got to be darkness and light. So I just feel like we're trying to put a different style of light out there, and you know,
I feel like being who you are and Donna being who she is, that if you raise your child that way, then it will not fail that he will be like an untattooed accountant that likes to like play golf.
Yeah.
And it's like a surefire recipe for somehow your kid coming out well adjusted, like far beyond any of us are, and just like he like knows how taxes work and he like irons his pants and shit.
Like, I don't feel like it's hard, but I can at least put underneath my belt that I did my high school and college like degree at the same time. So, you know, it's kind of nice to have that freedom.
I mean, I'm a dumbass. I have so many degrees.
Yeah.
But
I guess.
But I mean, you raised the child before to an adult. Like, first of all, I can't even imagine keeping a child alive for long enough for them to become an adult. Like, I don't know how anybody gets that one done, but I mean,
I can't having a baby in my 40s.
What's that?
I cannot imagine having a baby in my 40s.
It's different, but I mean, yeah, I've been divorced twice. I'm getting married again. I didn't think that was gonna happen. You know, I lost my fucking leg. I didn't think that was gonna happen. You know, like I didn't think a lot of things were gonna happen. So I feel like the more, dude, last night was the worst night of my fucking life. I had all these beautiful things planned and everything fell apart and then fell back together and then fell apart. And I was fucking panicked and stressed all night. And then I was engaged at the end of it. And it was like, what the fuck is happening here? Like, ugh. I think the narrative for that was things fall apart all the fucking time and you just have to roll with it. You know, like.
Let me
It's
tell you
still
something
turned
real
on,
weird that
right?
happened days though.
Huh.
So my mom moved in with my sister about a month ago. They all went to Hawaii for a couple weeks. They got back on Saturday. My mom calls me and then shows up at the shop to tell me that she's moving into my house that I just moved into. So it was the weirdest experience ever to just be like, oh yeah, they're on vacation, they're having a great time, whatever. It's my mom, my sister, and my sister's husband, and they're in paradise. They're in Hawaii for 2 weeks, right? Get back, everybody's angry. My mom's moving into my house, got kicked out of my sister's house, and I'm just like, what? And that was just weird because I was in the middle of tattooing and I got like 6 phone calls and I didn't pick up because I was tattooing. And then like all this stuff just happened and I was like, huh. And then I'm like on the internet and then I was like, oh, Robbie got engaged. That's awesome. And then you're telling me that it was like a weird, like stress inducing night, but then it was spectacular at the same time. I'm like, that's just so strange.
Yeah. It really is, dude. Like, cause like I had this whole plan. Like Donna always said, if she got asked to be married under the Aurora Borealis, she'd say yes. So I wanted to make that happen, but you can't really make a vacation to Aurora Borealis areas without the person knowing. So like that was weird. And then I went bioluminescent kayaking one night and I was like, this is gorgeous. This is like Florida Aurora Borealis. So I was like, I'm going to ask her to marry me in a kayak on bioluminescent water. It's going to be fucking great. Then I'm not going to have to kneel down because I'm weird about kneeling down because I have fucking trauma because of my leg and I don't get to use my legs the same way that everybody else does. So I have to think a couple steps ahead of time. So I was going to like be able to step past that trauma. Right. And then, nope, as soon as fucking because they called and they were like, yeah, bioluminescent kind of sucks right now. What do you guys want to do? And we're like, I don't fucking know. And this is like 20 minutes before we're supposed to be there kayaking. So we're having a terrible dinner because fucking everything at dinner sucked. Like the service sucked. The food was I had the worst mahi sandwich I ever had. Came to find out it was chicken. That's why it was terrible mahi. I was wondering why it was so hard. And I didn't know you could overcook mahi like that. Nope, because it's chicken. So I'm eating this terrible chicken sandwich. Fucking, I'm panicked. The whole day I was panicked. The fucking tour was at 10 p.m. I was, right? Like, dude, and it's like a perfect metaphor for life because she started to know what was going on. Then I fucking just sit down. I'm like, I'm sitting on this fucking bench. She's coming over here. You're videoing and we're going to fucking do this. And then like, I had to like face my fear of fucking being married all over again. I had to face my fucking fear of kneeling down in front of everybody, even though if I would have fallen, all the homies would have rushed and picked me up and I could have picked myself up. I'm not an invalid. I'm pretty strong. But like, I got all these panics about me and all this shit. And then when we actually went kayaking, they were like, oh yeah, the bioluminescent is fucking solid. We found a spot. But like the kayaks were filled with water almost immediately. So like, where the fuck was I going to put this fucking ring? Like what was I going to do? So like everything fell apart in the exact way so it could fall back together. Really awesome. And then at the end, when we were coming in, one of the dudes that was with us, he was on a paddleboard, rolls up next to a fucking gator. Like, and that's the way we ended our fucking night. So like, it was really weird. It was really cool. And it was beautiful, but everything fell apart. It was like if the fucking that submarine that imploded, it's like if it almost would have imploded and then came back and everybody would have been fine. That's what my night was like. Like it felt like I was gonna die. I thought it was gonna implode on me. And then I fucking finally dude, I'm at the fucking bathroom talking to fucking my manager, Brittany, and one of my great friends, fucking Bridget, right? So we're sitting over here, we're trying to figure out what the fuck to do. And then I'm like, I don't want to do this on land. And then I start crying because I'm like, I have trauma around getting down on one knee. And I just went through this the other night and I cried my face off because Donna was like, if you fucking kneel down and to ask me to marry you. And I was like, I don't want to kneel down. I don't know if I can. So like it was real, dude, so much weird shit. And then I realized, man, this wasn't about fucking asking Donna to marry me. This is about all the fucking pain I had to go through to get the prize of having her say yes. So like, once again, metaphors for life, right? Like everything fell apart, but it all ended up fucking beautiful. Like we were on the bioluminescent waters. We saw a fucking mullet fucking flying all around. And that's really cool because it's like Moana. When the manta ray is through the water, that's what bioluminescence looks like. So any fish lights up. So like everything was just beautiful and brilliant. You fucking cup your hand and like move it in the water and pick your hand up, and then like the bioluminescence twinkles in the water that's left in your hand. Like it's the most magical shit ever. So everything happened exactly how it was supposed to. None of it happened the way I wanted it to. And I had to make a decision somewhere through the night because like, you know, I'd been stressed out for the couple days beforehand, and I had to make the decision, am I going to be mad or am I going to have a good time? She said yes, and we're going kayaking. That's all I wanted tonight. So like, it's really weird. This thing with your mom, it's probably exactly, well, it is exactly what's supposed to happen. Maybe you need to fucking heal some fucking childhood trauma and like, you know, live with your mom some and like work through some shit. It's probably what's going on, and it's probably what's going to happen. And like, you know, as an apprentice, you're going to fucking face all kinds of traumas that are going to pop up through all the fucking crises that we put ourselves through being an apprentice. And like us as seasoned tat gods, we laugh at you and you're like, oh my God, my life's falling apart. We're like, I remember my first beer. So like, it's just really funny how like life is so much like that, right? I had this beautiful thing and I had this great plans and blah, 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 and everything turned out great. And then I had her telling me you did great. And I'm like, I felt like I let you down. And she's like, no, you did great. So like, I had to get out of my own head in my own way so I could just enjoy the bioluminescence and not get eaten by a gator. Because, you know, so don't get eaten by a gator, man. You know, control yourself.
That's like some solid facts.
Yeah, bro, for real. So today was the weirdest fucking episode we've ever had.
Yeah.
Mainly because I'm not used to not being the technical problem. Like I solved my tech issue 502 and all these other tech problems showed up. And I'm like, wow, so interesting.
Tech problems.
Mercury's in retrograde or something.
Well, and you know what? I just got fucking engaged last night. So that's how fucking weird shit is. Because if I'm going to fucking go ahead and do that for a third time, then obviously the world just fucking started spinning differently. Because that shit's scary. And I don't like scary things until I have to beat them.
I'm not gonna lie, there's like 6 planets in retrograde right now.
I heard there was 7 like last week. So I'm glad one, you know, downgraded.
In retrograde.
Yeah, so we're
I literally threw my microwave away today because I was like, this is too much.
you threw your microwave away?
Yeah, all the planets were in alignment. And I was like, I just got to throw my microwave away now.
I hope that's true.
It is. It actually is. I had to throw away my microwave.
I fucking love that.
That's awesome.
How do you feel about air fryers though? Because I trust them more than microwaves.
I have an Instant Pot, and it's the best thing I've
Those
ever
are good
bought
too.
in my entire life.
Bro, I heard that from so many people, and I just don't think I've ever learned how to use it. But that air fryer though, if you got a motherfucking Jamaican beef patty from the motherfucking store and you throw that bitch in there, she gonna come out crispy and like, and then sizzling and nice. Hot Pockets are nice in there. Pizza rolls be nice in there. Just saying.
The most lethal thing that anyone ever told me is that you can make one of the like mini sized personal pizzas you buy at Kroger's in that thing in 5 minutes flat.
Thank you.
Yep, dude, you fucking
It's messed up.
you could put a whole chicken in there if the chicken's small enough or the air fryer is big enough, homie. Like the air fryer does not fucking discriminate. It'll
Yeah.
cook you a steak. It'll cook you a fucking salmon.
Fed a pork.
Salmon. What's that?
Most regular air fryers are fit a 4 to 5 pound chicken.
There you go. I think.
Oh, 4 to
I also thought she was 45 for a minute.
And I was like,
that's
where the hell are you gonna get a 45-pound chicken from? Isn't
the
that
hell of a chicken.
that's just a turkey? A big turkey.
That's a hefty bird.
That's more like an emu or a small horse.
Happy birthday.
Bird.
Yeah.
Did you say capybara?
Emu or a small ostrich.
Emu or
What
ostrich?
do you think? What do you think the air fryer time is on a capybara?
Dude, all I know is the capybara has been coming up in my life a lot lately. I got to see what the spiritual meaning for a capybara is, because like it's real weird how like pictures of them keep showing up and random people keep talking about them. And now
Horrible.
I heard Serenity say it. I don't know, man. I ain't cooking no capybaras, but
No,
I got to see why they're talking to me right now. Capybaras are after me. Maybe one of my spirit guides is a capybara.
that's possible.
Do you take square shits?
No.
You answered that so honestly. Do capybaras take school?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
Oh,
They
Yeah.
are.
You do?
Yeah.
yeah, they poop out little cubes like dice. What? They do.
I'm just like, my brain just went through a whole thing about logistics on like how exactly the body would make square poops. So like that, a lot of information just tried to pass through my fucking brain right as you said that. So like, that's where the giggle came from, because it was a lot. It was a lot hitting me all at once.
It's like a Play-Doh extruder type of thing.
Was that?
I would assume it would be like a Play-Doh extruder type of thing,
Right.
where the mechanism it was coming out of made a square shape as it was being pushed out.
Because it was
It's
already in a square shape. Square and then, like square, square, that's what I would imagine.
A plastic extruder.
Exactly. All right. We're going to end today's episode because it is after 6. And we're talking about square poop.
chaos.
I'm glad I could ruin a show for you guys.
No, I mean, honestly, the ruining part was fucking Dusty's stupid watch trying to fucking control the game. Like,
Keeps the game on lock, sucker.
Watch there.
and then fucking can't hear Amber anytime she says anything. I gotta ask her what every time. What'd you say?
I said next time he's just got to leave the watch on the table when he leaves the area.
Right, bro. Just
Yeah. I think it's permanently bonded to his skin now.
I glued that
It'd be
bitch
like
up.
that. It'd be like that sometimes.
It's just a really good 3D tattoo.
I like that idea too. All right, guys.
Throw your skin over it.
Thank you all for showing up. William, Serenity, thank you for jumping in with no warning whatsoever.
You're welcome.
Thank you for showing up.
It was great to meet both of you.
Yeah, man, it was good to see you too. It's been a while. Dusty, thank you for being Dusty. Crusty Dusty, the OG Pat God.
Dusty.
And thank you, Guy, Gabe, and everyone at the Reinventing team for giving us a place where we can come and do something that tattooers don't typically do, which is talk about feelings. So thank you very much for everyone that's watching, everyone involved in making this, everyone that's here in this room right now. I love you all. Thank you all so much, and have a great rest of your day and week.
Have a good week.